Well, first, there's no better place for a politician to be than be the last speaker on the last panel, because I can say the most outrageous thing and no one's going to be able to contradict me. So thank you for the order of speaking.
You're welcome.
Being the last panel and having heard all the others, kind of begs the question, what are we all doing here? And my guess is that the number of reasons to be here is almost exactly equal to the number of people in the room. Many of you have suffered extraordinary tragedies and the murder of members of your family. Most have seen the enslavement of your country. Many of you have seen generations lose economic, political, and personal hope. And some of you have natural allies from around the world. I will confess that I joined this movement because through most of my life I've seen the world through a simple prism, that which was good for the United States and that which was not. Over time, my affection for this cause has become more complex as you learn of the suffering, the tragedies, the complexities, the people, the culture. And many of you may have traveled the same road. But nevertheless, there are a lot of rooms around the world where people are gathering to discuss Iran. Why be in this one? There are many roads where the world deals with its political problems. Every historic circumstance has its own resolution. And the tragedy in Iran could be solved as a result of international conflict, like the end of fascism in Europe. But I doubt it. An Iranian-American, Iranian-European military confrontation, because of the nuclear accords being violated, is possible, but I doubt it. There could be another regional military confrontation that results in the fall of Tehran, but given Iranian military power, probably not. The regime could heal itself and evolve, but there's no evidence of that. The most likely course of events is that at a point more analogous to communism, it's simply going to implode from within because it is an unsustainable political, human, economic situation. And so the question continues to be asked, why in this room? Ramisha, actually, when I talked earlier about a study she had done, if I can steal your material, that all of us have to ask. I'm for the MEK, but not just because I like the people in the MEK. They serve a function for my country, for causes I believe in, for the aspirations of the Iranian people. What opposition rejects the notion of the supremacy of the Ayatollahs? Who would genuinely restore a republic? Who generally would have Iran again join the family of nations with the respect of international norms of human rights? Well, there are many people who would claim to form a loyal opposition, but we don't need a loyal opposition. Isn't that what Rouhani was? There is going to be no internal reform. At a certain point, reality has to overcome hope. We all hoped for that what happened in '79 was just a passing nightmare. In time, a great people and a great culture will overcome this. Well, it doesn't always happen, and it's not going to happen here. The MEK remains the only viable organization set on complete political change with the will and the resources that's willing to make the sacrifice. What's the sacrifice? Take a Saturday noon off to protest? Write a letter to the editor? No, sacrifice is life and death. fighting a despotic regime and doing it every day, every year, for the rest of your life until it changes. That's the MEK. Got any other candidates? Because I don't know any. In any case, that's why we're here. Because we have refused to give up on the notion that Iran can take its rightful place in the world and that the Iranian people and their children can again claim the future. And these discussions every year, while they may be long and sometimes painful, are how movements decide on strategies, grow, and flourish. I know to each of you who watch this every day, this year may seem like last year and the year before and 10 years before. That's because you don't have perspective. Watch it from a distance. It is growing. It's growing. When I became involved in the MEK, it was on the terrorist list of the United States, Canada, and Western Europe. When I joined the MEK, Mrs. Rajavi was not welcomed in foreign capitals. When I joined helping the MEK, there were refugees encircled, being murdered at a camp in Ashraf. One by one, the obstacles have come down. Acceptance has grown from being banned to being heralded in Western capitals, from being on a terrorist list to being at the core of decision-making in the United States. It may seem glacial, but power is growing, forces are marshaling. This is going to happen. In any case, it's the only strategy with the only alliance that holds real hope. That's why we're here.